Hey everybody, this is Bond Diesel, and I'm bringing you my second Underground Intel Insights. This time we'll be listening to Monica Phillipson's recordings and hearing what she has to say about the transition from normal real life to whatever this became. Please enjoy.
I just want someone to know I was here, I guess. If you can hear this, that means you survived. I don't know if I'm going to be that lucky. At this point, I don't know if anyone will be that lucky. Maybe only the rats and the crows will make it. Maybe that's our new world after all. You reap what you sow, they say. Only a matter of time before something like this happened. Anyway, I was here. That's what this is about. And I want someone to hear it, even if it's just a bird perched on a roof, pecking away at an old cell phone. I was here, you bastards. I was here. Yeah, things have not been good lately. That's a bit of an understatement. I never like to be negative, but there aren't a lot of options emotion-wise at the moment. My name is Monica Phillipson. Somebody at least write it down somewhere, okay? I'm not sure I'm gonna make it. My roommate died right at the beginning, then Daryl. Daryl was my boyfriend. Yeah, and then my best friend Janie. Then the cellular network went down and things went dark. And that's when things actually bad. I don't know why I started thinking about this today, but you know what I miss? Oh, and I swear to God, I never thought I'd say it. I miss traffic. It's so quiet now. You hear the occasional shouting, feet sometimes, usually running. Every so often you hear shooting or a car alarm. Crying sometimes. But it's also random and sudden and isolated. Traffic was continuous. Traffic meant people. It meant life. People doing things, going places. Traffic meant purpose. Maybe not a purpose I would have had, but still, purpose. And that's gone now. Things might be looking up. I met some people this morning. At first, I only saw a couple guys, so I hid. I don't need those kind of problems, if you know what I mean. But then I guess one of them was a girl, just bundled up so much you couldn't even tell. She saw me duck down, and she came and found me. Freaked me right out. But she was okay. Even nice. You don't see that much anymore, trust me. She invited me to come along. And there's safety in numbers, so let's just see what happens. So far, Mary and Case seem all right. I mean, they're alive, which is more than I can say for anyone else I know. Number one criteria for friendship these days, being alive. Shitty standard, right? Still, they have some crazy ideas. Like going into the underground to live. Like the sewers and subways. They say there's too many gangs up here. Too many predators. And they're not wrong. They got a stash of food they say we can leave up here and collect from every now and then. Supply runs. They're convinced it's the way to go, and they're the ones with the food. Not to mention, without them, I have no one. So, I guess we're going under. It's okay down here. It's not exactly warm, but it's warmer. I guess Mary used to be homeless like 5 years ago, so she knows her way around. Sort of. She used to spend time in a little camp down here. We even went by to see if maybe anyone there made it. got there, all we found was ash. Literally. You could tell from the shapes. Those had been people. I just hope to God they were already dead. And those fucking cleaners didn't do this to a bunch of sleeping homeless people. I had kind of a close brush today. We're not alone down here, obviously. Other people are hiding in here, but some of those gangs and maybe that militia group are using it to move around and stay under the radar. And there's not a lot of places to run down here. Fortunately, we heard them before they spotted us, and we ducked into an alcove. But shit, that was close. Rikers passed 3 feet from me and didn't know I was there. What would have happened if one of us had to sneeze or something? I mean, I haven't had to kill anyone. Yet. Not with my own hands. Not yet. Haven't run into anyone for a few days now. Friendlies or not. There's a hell of a lot of tunnels down here, so I guess you don't run into people so much. Which is a good thing, mostly. It's quieter than up top, sure, and it's also really boring. And dark and wet. We've told each other our life stories, and it kind of seems like we've been through everything there is to say already. We're quiet mostly now. Maybe this is just the beginning. The beginning of what, though, I'm not exactly sure. So, we've killed a couple more days. In the silence and the dark. And I just don't know about this. These guys are great. I mean, it's probably their fault I'm still alive. But they just want to stay here. And sit and wait and see if civilization comes back. See if anyone comes to rescue them. In the dark, with the stink. Trying to decide what to do. And it's nice to feel safer, but this is not living. It's true we could die up there, but if this is the alternative, I just don't know. Alone again. Not too sure I made the right decision. Odds have got to be better in groups, but it was so dark down there. It smelled. And the walls on all sides, I just can't live like that. Like a snail tucked into its shell. But you know what? The sun's out today. Like an old friend telling me I've done the right thing. Sat in it for like an hour. Might even get a sunburn. If I don't have much time anyway, I might as well be living it like that. And who knows? Maybe someday I'll even hear traffic again.
So this is one of my favorite ones in the way that it encompasses the entire event up to where the game is when we start playing it, right? So it's someone who lost their friends, lost their family, didn't know what to do, and just tried something. She talks a lot about being alone at the beginning. Obviously that would be scary in this situation. And then talks about finding others. So she finds these 2 other people that help keep her alive, that she probably helps keep alive. Finding out that she, and the people she's with are aware of the factions that have kind of taken over the city, including the militia, which I assume she's talking about the LMB, and how they're using the underground as kind of a transportation venue. I assume that moment she's talking about, this is probably after the shade agent or agents have cleared the city up a little bit, made it more dangerous for these factions to just travel out in the open, right? What I think is kind of interesting is this is some good storytelling to kind of give you an idea of where things were, where they are now, and where she hopes they're going or where they may be going. And I like that. But what I also like about these is that there's also like a psychological element to it. One of my favorite things she talks about is when they find the people that have been burned by the cleaners, the ashes, where there's literally just basically outlines and ashes left. And she says she hopes they didn't do these to some poor homeless people, which I think is really interesting because she's not recognizing that those homeless people that she's calling are probably just like her. They're probably normal people that don't have homes anymore. She's a homeless person, but in the way that the wording goes is that it kind of gives you the impression that she still thinks that she's the person she was before this event started, which I think, by the end you kind of realize, and when you listen to the other stories and just when you play the game or learn about the lore of the game, none of the people are the people they were before this happened. I think this one's kind of cool because it involves her leaving the underground and actually abandoning the people who were helping her. You see that, from another kind of psychological point of view, she has given up to a point. And that giving up turns into kind of a piece at her situation. When she talks about how staying, quote unquote, safe, in the underground, which it doesn't really sound like it is worse than dying above ground, you kind of see the desperation that she and other people would feel in this kind of a situation. So this is a good one. I don't really think there's any story elements in here other than just the narrative of the story we already know, as opposed to the other four. Private Ellis Green, Sammy Marie, Ben Winston, and Brandon O'Reilly. Those ones all have a little more maybe speculative things that are involved. So we'll be moving on to those next. Until then, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked what you saw, please drop a like on the video, comment down below, tell me what you think, give me your theories. If you have any suggestions, I'm happy to hear them. You can check me out on Twitter and Twitch. You can see those links below in the description. And other than that, I will see you next time.